It's an unfunded research project launching sensors into tornadoes. Well, that's really cool. All right, so I have something a little different for you today. This is a Patreon requested tuning support, which is one of my Patreon tiers. And it was somebody that has a project, a research project, as shown in the beginning, that was for, getting into some severe weather and doing some stuff and doing some observations. Anyways, he's having some issues with position hold and it's shaking, went through a bunch of stuff. Most of the content is on my Patreon. I'll drop that link down below, but I did go through and chop it up for some of the core things that we kind of talked about for the core issue. So you should be able to get something out of this video as well. Figured I'd make a little, I guess, semi-short. It's not really a short because it's longer than 3 minutes, and post it up for the public consumption. And again, you can get some the key short form out of it. I actually did a whole 30-minute thing where I went through everything from top to bottom on this, of how to fix the shakes that you see here, and also get a tighter position hold, and also look at his tune, also look at his filters. Again, if you're interested in all that, check out the link down below. But for the short form of how to fix this shaky kind of position hold stuff, go ahead and, we're going to go through that right here in a second. And I also have a video on that specifically as well. I'll drop that link down below. That's out there for the public as well. Struggling with position hold tuning on iNav and failed to get a smoothest result. It's an unfunded research project launching sensors into tornadoes. Well, that's really cool. Custom 200-gram build. I have 50 flights on it now, many over 2 kilometers in altitude. It's pretty good. And 3 severe weather test flights. When I switch in the position hold, it has a constant movement seen in the video, which looks similar to the movement I've seen in your position hold videos. However, in angle mode, I don't have this problem. Here's one where it's unstabilized footage in the tornado type of conditions. Let's check this out, or windy. And you can see what he's dealing with there. And if that's what he wants to take care of, I think I know what we need to do. That's going to be the oscillation from the accelerometer. So the accelerometer is super sensitive to vibration, and that again, setting his accelerometer low pass down will help with that. And that seems to make sense to me, because at this high altitude, yeah, that's what he's getting. All right, you were gonna learn something today, baby. All right, so I got the footage here aligned that he took. So the first thing we see right here is, it's important to know when you're looking at this that my RC input here, he's physically grabbing the stick and moving it over, and that's what's making the quad go over. And see how steady it is here? Because his finger is overriding it. But when he recenters it, now the position hold takes control. And the position hold is so it's not him moving his fingers around, it's the position hold moving its fingers around to hold that position. And it has a lot of noise data in it, and that noise data is coming from the accelerometer data. And the shaking I'm talking about is, you can see it in the video right here, how the footage, see how it's shaking back and forth? That's the craft inducing that. That's not the wind, that's the craft doing it. Long story short, without jabbering on too much more about it, you can reduce the amount of shaking a couple different ways. One is by going in, like he talked about, and going into the get ACC in your CLI prompt here, and this accelerometer data. There is a accelerometer hertz for a low pass filter there. You can see it's a bi-quad filter. So one thing you can do is you can reduce this to 10 or 5. Another thing you can do is, this is a very hard cutting low pass filter. So right at 5 hertz, it will, that's where the filtering really kind of starts in a big and a hard way. If you change this to a PT1 filter, that can give you a broader cutoff, or broader filtering at the cutoff frequency. So it would actually filter a little bit before 5 hertz and after, but after 5 hertz, it's not going to be filtering as steep, as hard. The other thing here is you have an accelerometer notch cutoff. So you actually have a notch filter. Yeah, so if you search here, accelerometer notch, it's actually set at 0, so it's off. And then it has the cutoff for the notch. So essentially, that would be where the notch filter stops its filtering, which it's set at 1 hertz, but the filter's not active right now with 0 hertz. Best way to address it is to go down to the PID tuning tab, not the EZ tune. It doesn't have enough information in it. And you have to hit this show all PIDs. And then down here, you're gonna have this horizontal angle level strength. And you can see that cutoff that we were talking about before, that accelerometer cutoff. You can see that, well, that's actually not this, I'm sorry. But this horizontal level strength to reduce that. So go from 20 down to 15 down to 10. And you will definitely see that it will smoothen that out. Now, what this is going to do is this acts like a master multiplier slider for your altitude and your position hold. So your quad will definitely be more sluggish to hold that tight position. The important part is you can use either, but braking, all this multi-rotor braking configuration stuff, this only works if you're in cruise mode. If you're in attitude mode, this doesn't do anything. I don't care if you set it up or not. And again, to set this multi-copter braking up, that's an actual mode down here as well that you'd flip on. It's right here, this MC braking. You'd have to have that enabled. So like in position hold, you would enable this at the same time as you'd have it enter position hold on that same aux switch. Okay, now looking at these again, so we're looking to make sure that the nav position is over top of the target. Generally it is. You can see that looks pretty good on whatever he has it set at. This is just the default here. I didn't bring in his PIDs, but whatever he has this set at, that value looks good. So now let's look at the XY velocity PIDs, and there you have a D or a P, I, and a D gain, and a feed forward gain. Again, 65 is the default. Like this P right here, this could probably go up to like 50. And that would just get a little tighter on the position here, like for stuff like this, where it's coming off course here a little bit, it would get a little tighter. So I would probably move that 40 up to a 50 here in that scenario. Now altitude, again, you can see up top here, we're holding pretty tight. It's right at the top of the graph here. So it's actually holding its altitude fairly well, honestly. And we are, though, getting a little bit more overshoot action here. You can see how it's kind of overshooting, overshoot. A little bit more overshoot happening here. I term in relation to the P term. And so we don't get that big overshooting, this dragging effect. See how the shape of the I term is the same somewhat shape. The I term is dragging this past because of this wind up until it starts. And then you can see the I term starts winding back down, and then that's where this starts winding down to come into it. So we have too much wind up in the I term, and there's a relationship between the I term and the P term. So in that case, the balance between I and P, there's too much I gain in relation to the P gain. So again, we're going to drop the I gain. We're going to keep the P gain the same, and we're going to, but we have overshooting in general. So we're going to increase the D gain here a little bit as well, or not a little, doubling it, to help with that, because we still have some overshooting in like these scenarios here. See how it's overshooting here? Okay, so hopefully you found that interesting and helpful. Again, if you have any questions specifically on that, don't hesitate to drop them down below. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.